without the commitment of House Republicans passing a plan to raise the debt ceiling and take on our nation's finances and turn the trajectory of this debate with the White House. And without the Speaker's firm commitment, we would not have been in these negotiations. And the negotiations were intense. They were quite challenging. The outcome of that is a fundamental shift in the spending trajectory in Washington. This is the biggest set of spending cuts and a substantial change from the spending of the last 2 years for this administration. That is changing the trajectory of the fiscal house here in Washington. That's very important. We have consequential work requirements on important programs. We eliminate loopholes, and we bring in the value of work to these important programs. The meaning and value of work connected with fiscal responsibility, those are very important top lines for this negotiations. But it wouldn't have been possible without the firm commitment of House Republicans and us passing a plan. I'm sorry. And this is Congressman Garrett Graves. He did shave this morning for you.
I feel like I need to bend over for this microphone. What?
They put a lot of hours in.
Yes, we've been together quite a bit.
We have.
A lot of together.
No. Good friend. So going on what Patrick said, first of all, look, the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget put together numbers just recently, and they quantify that a child or a grandchild born in America today is going to inherit somewhere near $4.5 million in debt over their lifetime. Think about that for just a minute. $4.5 million for every child or grandchild born in America today that they're going to inherit as a result of irresponsible, reckless, and selfish spending of politicians in Washington. As Patrick said and as the Speaker said, this is transformational. This truly saves trillions of dollars, not just in these discretionary appropriations bills, but for one of the first times in decades, actually takes mandatory spending, some of these programs, these social welfare programs, like SNAP, food stamps, TANF, which is cash assistance, and simply said, look, if you're going to ask taxpayers to provide you assistance, and just recognizes that you need to recognize that that's something that people are doing for you, and you need to work to help yourself. If you're single, don't have dependents, if you're between 18 and up to 54 years old, that you can volunteer, you can go to school, you can go work at your church, you can get job assistance and job training, saving billions and billions of dollars, which of course is great for taxpayers, but you know what's great for those people that are in these social safety net programs? It helps get them back into the workforce. This, for the first time in over 4 decades.
Hello, friends. New relief plans have just been proposed. New data shows that debt is growing for millions of Americans, and this is due to the rising cost of living across the United States. But many lawmakers are pushing for new types of relief programs which could provide eligible Americans with thousands of dollars in direct financial aid. My dearest friends, please do make sure that you watch until the end of this video. My dear friends, I'll be announcing several winners for the Walmart gift card giveaway this coming Monday. If you'd like to enter the giveaway, all you have to do, friends, is click and like several of my videos, and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you watch and then comment on, the greater your chances, friends, of winning the giveaways. Not only are state stimulus checks being approved right now, but also new state child tax credits. It has been a difficult past several years for millions of U.S. households. Debt has taken a toll on millions of Americans' lives. With inflation remaining stubbornly high, Americans are piling up a mountain of credit card debt as they use plastic to offset their shrinking purchasing power. Consumers now owe a record $986 billion on their charge cards. That is up nearly 20% from 1 year earlier. Although it's never wise to rack up debt, today's record high interest rates for credit cards can push people into even deeper financial straits. Currently, the average annual percentage rate is 20.92%. It is higher than any point since the Federal Reserve began tracking rates in 1994. Many Americans who carry a credit card balance are unaware of how high their interest rates are or how much it costs them to carry the debt. The Federal Reserve reinforced its fight against high inflation by raising its key interest rate by a quarter point to the highest level in 16 years. But the Fed also signaled that it may now pause its streak of 10 rate hikes, which have made borrowing for consumers and businesses more expensive. According to Jerome Powell, having raised their key short-term rate by a substantial 5 percentage points since March 2022, Fed officials can step back and assess the impact of higher rates on growth and inflation. The Fed chair stressed his belief that the collapse of 3 large banks this year will likely cause other banks to tighten lending to avoid similar fates. Still, if inflation were to accelerate, the Federal Reserve will not hesitate to resume hiking interest rates because they're determined to break inflation's back. Many Americans are looking up to their state lawmakers to approve new legislation. State of Maine lawmakers on both sides of the aisle want to use surplus funds to get relief to the people who need it most. One way to do that is sitting right in front of them. The bill would provide extra support for low-income parents by expanding the state's child tax credit from $300 to $350 per child and make the credit fully reimbursable, meaning even the poorest families could take advantage of it. Expanding the state-level credit would help cover some of what was lost when Congress failed to renew the federal child tax credit extension. The federal child tax credit dropped the child poverty rate nationwide by about 46% to its lowest level ever. The success of that simple policy showed that without a doubt, the child poverty exists because we as a country have chosen not to implement a proven solution. The policy delivered additional money to 61 million children in 36 million U.S. households, temporarily lifting nearly 4 million kids out of poverty. In the state of Maine, the federal child tax credit dropped childhood poverty by an astounding 40%. Research has shown that the money went towards basic needs such as food, utilities, housing, clothes, and education. Minnesota households may receive over $1,000 after the state legislature passed $3 billion in tax relief. It is pending a signature from Governor Tim Walz. So included in the tax relief bill are rebate checks that will go out to 2.5 million residents and the elimination of sales taxes on Social Security payments, depending on the tax filer. Eligibility status and the amount of money received depends on a filer's income and the filer's number of dependents. Single filers will receive a $260 check, while joint filers may receive $520. Minnesota taxpayers can also receive $260 per dependent, up to 3 dependents. So the most that a family will receive is $1,300. Single filers who make $75,000 a year and couples that make $150,000 annually will be ineligible for the tax relief rebate provisions. Well, my beautiful and marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video. My dearest friends, I want to say thank you so much for being here and for being part of this community. To say thank you and to show my appreciation, I will be announcing several winners this coming Memorial Day for the Walmart gift card giveaway. If you would like to enter the giveaway, friends, all you have to do is click and like several of my videos and then comment below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, my friends, the greater your chances of winning the giveaways.